Hi guys, this is Sai Kumar Kortiwada. In this video, we will learn what is a view children. So, in this video, we will learn about view children in Angular. In my previous video, I have explained what is the purpose of view child and how to use that in our application. So, let me quickly jump into Visual Studio Code. Already, we have the application which we created for our view child where you have a child component. Let me go to the child component and let me go to the TS. So this child component have a title which is by default having a child as a variable, and also it has one thing called as change title. Whenever you are sending some title, the title of that particular child component will be changed, and whenever the title component changes, the child title will change. So this is the approach which we did, and for changing that I have created two particular buttons, that is change the child component and access the child methods. So whenever we are trying to access the child method, I can change them by using this particular buttons. So that is what we did, and we have injected our child component into this by using a child ref as a template variable, and that template variable is used inside your view child. Now let's understand in a different manner, something like you have a HR tag, that is horizontal line, and now I'm trying to give one more app child with the same hash variable, that is hash child ref. So here my template variables are same. In this case, what will happen, so whenever you have this child ref as the same variables, this view child will only point to the first one of our child references. So whenever first it start searching that particular reference variable, and whenever it finds the reference variable, it will not go further and it will not search anything. Instead, if you are going with view children, how it behaves. So let me change this to view children, and let me change this to child refs, and let me change this to child component array. So this is what I have changed, and let me comment this and comment this. Let me save this. Now what I want to do is I want to print the child references first. So console.log of this dot child references, which will be an array of your child components. Let me go to the browser and let's test this. So here I have child works with title as child, which is the default value, and it is also a child works, and this is having a title as child. And when the user clicks on the child component value, then you are getting a query list. That means we are getting a list of objects where this objects is containing all the components. So in this case, if you see the first property which is always pointing to your first child, the last property is pointing to the last child. Here you can see the length as 2. For example, if you have one more child, so let me copy this and then enter, paste here, save this. Now whenever the child refs are same with 3, and let me use one HR tag here as well, so that you have 3 child components, and let me go here, click on this change child component value, then you are able to see a length of 3, and in this the first value is pointing to your title child, and the last value is the third one. Whatever the child component we have in the last, that is pointing to the last. But if you want to get all the children's, and if you want to update the title of each and every child, then how we can do that? Let's go and check it. Now let me remove this, and also let me remove this. So now the case is something like I want to loop and I want to iterate for this array, and I want to get each and every value from that particular object. So let me go and iterate it. For using an object iteration, I'm going with for of. So for of, what it will do is it will take an object. Here my object is child refs, and it will give one iterator value. So here let me print this iterator value, iterator, and save this. So now this iterator will point to each and every child. Let me go here and click on this button, then you are getting child component, and child component. This has been looped 3 times because we are using 3 child selectors. So that is the reason I'm able to see 3 childs in this. So let me go back, and now what I want to do is just based on my counter value, that means the iterator value, what I will do is I just want to append some content to my title for each and every value. So now what I'll do is just I'll try to create const counter equal to 0, and now once it enters into this, I'll put counter is equal to counter plus 1, and as I'm using constant, it will not allow to reassign. So let me use let keyword. For every iteration, I am making this counter value with plus 1. So what I'll do is, just instead of using the title which is like child, I'll make it as child 1, child 2 and child 3. How we can do that? Iterator is my child component, dot title is my title value, and then I can write something like iterator, the previous iterator dot title value. Along with that, I want to append this counter value, so that my title will become child plus 1. That means child 1, and child plus 2, that will become child 2. In this way, we can update our child iterator values. Let me go back, and here let me reload and now clear it off. Let me click on this. If you see here, child 2, child 3 and child 1. Let me give a bit space. For that sake, I'll use template strings. So here I can use something like a template string and just give a space, and this is also a variable which is dynamic value, and close this template string, and let me save this. Now our title will have child space the counter value, and let me go here. This is child. For the first time, when I click on this child component value, it became child 1, child 2 and child 3. That means each and every instances will be pointing to an individual values, and whenever you want to access a particular iterator value, then you can point only to that iterator and you can change only the child component. So that is how we can do. For example, let me go with another example. So let me remove this console and also this console. So now what I'll do is the same criteria I'll try to do, but by using a method of that particular child component. So let me go here. I'm using let counter is equal to 0, and let me give fur of, and this time my object will be pointing to this child refs, that is all the child components, and each and every child component can be accessed by using this iterator keyword. So instead of using iterator keyword, for better naming conventions, I can go with child component, and this child component will have a counter value, and for every iteration I'm trying to increment this counter. And now child component dot change title, and I want to update my title with some set of content. So already I have that content that is equal to your child. I'll use a template string, and now dollar inside this I will pass child component dot title, the previous title. Along with that, I will just combine with my dollar of counter value, and let me prepend this counter value with a method as a label. So now the title, child, method and the counter. So this will be indicating us this has been updated by using a method of the child component. So why I am trying to tell you in this way is, even we can access any of the method in our loop and in our iteration whenever we are using view children. So view children is used to access everything from the child, but it will give all the reference values which are matching to the hash variables. So whatever the hash variables it is matching, it will try to give all the values in an object format. Let me go back and clear it off. Click on this change child component value. Now it has been appended with 1 2 3. That is a value change, and whenever I click this, it will access each and every method. It will try to access the method which is already existing in each and every child component, and it will try to update all that values. Let me click on access child methods, and then you can see child 1, that is a previous value, and method 1 will be the child value which is updated by using its method. So even if you use directly something like access child methods, now child method 1, why? Because we are targeting this method first, so it has been updated its title. Now the title will be child method 1. Whenever I click this again, one more one will be added to the existing title. So let me click on this. You can see 1 2 and 3. So it depends on when you click. Why? Because whenever we are clicking, we are changing the same variable of the child, either by using a direct title variable or by using a method of that particular child component. So this is how we can use view children and we can change them. Even if you want to point only for a particular child, you can point by using your iterator. For example, I want to update the title only for the even numbers. So for example, I'm using if counter is divisible by 2 equal to 0, then only do this. So I'm telling that whenever my counter value is even number, then only update this change title. Let me go here and click on this access child. You can see this is the only even number which I have, 1 and 2 and 3. Coming to the 2, this is my even number, so that is the reason it started updating only the even number. So even we can manipulate in this way. Hope you understand the difference between view child and view children, and I request you to watch view child before going to the view children. Hope you like my explanation. If you like my video, like, share, subscribe to my channel for more updates. Signing off. Thank you.